The Rams get a C from me, and even though I was really happy with the success that they and quarterback Jared Goff had last year, considering what a terrible rookie year he had, well, maybe any quarterback who plays for Jeff Fisher can suck. Just go ask Case Keenum, Sam Bradford, and Nick Foles. But the thing with the Rams is that they got rid of all of their top 100 picks in based off of the Goff, Watkins, and Brandin Cooks trades, and based off what they did this past weekend, they're not gonna have much either in 2018 or down the road. And frankly, I don't I don't have a problem with others declaring them the NFC West favorite, but when Jared Goff needed Sean McVay to design reads for him, and there was no pass catcher, whether at running back, tight end, or wide receiver, with at least 100 targets going his way in 2017, having a guy like Brandin Cooks, who's averaged 120 over the past 3 seasons, seasons where he's played 16 games or more, to have him on the team it's gonna mean that you have to get a lot out of Goff. Goff only threw the ball 29 times per game as a rookie, and just 32 times in his second year. If you add 50 extra targets based off of Sammy Watkins's target number, and you look at the cumulative number of throws going in pass catchers' ways, you'll be asking Goff to throw the ball 35 times. The Rams' offense is not known to be this vertical offense, and they're also trying to have a career 15-yard per catch player like Brandin Cooks fit in when guys like John Sullivan and Andrew Whitworth are getting older along the offensive line, and pass protecting and creating room for Goff to keep on throwing it deep and doing it often. All of that's going to be quite difficult. And when you also don't have any edge rushers, competent edge rushers under 30 on that team, and you're trying to make a three-man defensive line be your pass rush with Donald and Sue, I mean, I think that you're making things a little bit more difficult on yourself. Maybe there are some extra players that the Rams could get down the road, and I can respect their quest for a player such as Cooks, but in my opinion, it wouldn't surprise me if they would find the same production, if not a similar route to success, if they had him replaced with Dontrell Inman. Inman was much cheaper. He wouldn't have cost them a first-round pick, and at the same time, I think that he fits that Sammy Watkins role really well, considering what he did in Chicago. When you look at Sammy Watkins in LA, he had 70 targets going his way, and he caught 593 yards. When you look at Dontrell Inman and what he did with the Bears, his production was not all that similar based on his 8 games there. He had 40 targets going his way, caught 334 yards, and had practically the same yard per catch average at 14.5, while Watkins had his at 15.2. And a guy like Inman even caught 800 yards with the San Diego Chargers, and frankly, it wouldn't have been all that much of a move for him, considering that he would be going back to LA after having been traded from the Chargers to the Bears midway during last season. I mean, you can only hope, and there are good coaches for the Rams right now, and frankly, you have to also be concerned about the departure of Greg Olsen as he becomes the new offensive coordinator for the Oakland Raiders, a position that he once held when Derek Carr was a rookie. And I think that for a team that's trying to, uh, you know, win a playoff game, do something big in this upcoming season after already having a very good season in 2017. They're doing it amidst a lot of discontinuity. They're doing it by possibly fixing things that may not be broken, and if they do things like get away from the run and not let the run build up the pass, and they do it by overthrowing, and they try to overfeed three receivers like Kupp, Cooks, and Woods, all guys who want to get 1,000 yards, and it's possible that three receivers can get 1,000 yards. It was done in 2008 with the Cardinals with Steve Preston, Anquan Bolden, and Larry Fitzgerald. In 2004 with the Colts, Brandon Stokely, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. I mean, yeah, it's possible, but Goff is not at the same level that Kurt Warner was when he played in 2008, and Peyton Manning was in 2004. Those two had already won MVPs before they had those statistical landmarks, and so the Rams are possibly asking for a lot. As a result, and as a guy who's not really that big of a fan of going mainstream, I mean, after all, I call the phrase mainstream, or substitute the word mainstream with the phrase main sewage for a reason. I actually like the 49ers to win the NFC West this year. I mean, the draft makes them look good. The roster is pretty much set. The quarterback may even be better than the current one in LA with the Rams. But we have to see. We have to see, especially with injuries being unpredictable and the NFL itself being an unpredictable league the way it is.